How's it going, everyone? And welcome to the first official episode of the Drinking with a Ginger podcast. This has been something that I've wanted to do for quite some time now, and I'm happy to say that it's officially here and started. I wanted to start this at the beginning of football season, but some stuff happened and I wasn't able to do it. But we're here now, and it's on its way. So hopefully I can continue doing this for quite some time, and hopefully you guys will stick with me through these rough times until they get good, and you guys just keep on listening. So sticking with the theme of the name, we're tonight I'm drinking Woodford Reserve, which is a Kentucky bourbon whiskey. It's pretty good. It's nice and smooth. Just drinking it on the rocks, usually how I drink it. So yeah, it's pretty good. I would drink this again. I did actually just finish the bottle so that we could do this podcast. So it looks like I'm gonna have to go get another bottle before I do the next one, or maybe I'll get some type of special beer or something local. Who knows? I don't know. I'll make the decision this weekend. So yeah, let's. The main topic for this podcast, for this episode 1. It's still weird to say that, but I'm definitely glad I can. The main topic tonight is Super Bowl 53. I'm sure a lot of you guys watched it, and I'm sure a lot of you guys were just as bored as I was with it. But it's football nonetheless, so I couldn't take my eyes away from the screen. The Patriots ended up winning the game. They were able to win 13-3. Very low-scoring game, which is very surprising. I think the sports books in town had the over somewhere around 56, 57 points. Me personally, there was a contest at work, and I thought they were going to go up into the high 60s, low 70s. But man, was I wrong. There was only one touchdown scored in the entire game, and I believe it came in the fourth quarter by New England's running back, Sonny Michel. Yeah, it came in the fourth quarter with about 7 minutes to go. Yeah, it's a little rough. But congratulations to the Patriots for winning their 6th in franchise history. They now tie the Steelers with 6 for the most in NFL history. I'm sure Steeler Nation's not too happy about that, but all these Patriot fans are screaming and yelling, so I know they are. And Brady and Belichick both, again, get their 6th ring. I believe that's the most by any player and any coach. So that's pretty crazy that they were both able to do it together with the same franchise. It's amazing to see what they can do in just, 19, 20 years? It's crazy. I thought they would win this game because the Rams just didn't have enough experience, and I feel like a game like this, especially at the quarterback position and the coaching position, experience definitely matters. And just the fact that they went to 8 of them before this, and now this was 9, they definitely had the advantage in that department. Edelman came out with the MVP, so that was pretty cool. I always find it interesting when going through games, and we even talked about it at my buddy's house that I was at watching this game, and I never understood how you could give the MVP to a receiver when his job is to catch the ball from the quarterback. You would think that with the quarterback doing so much more than just that one receiver, the MVP trophy would have to go to the quarterback if a receiver is even in the conversation. But things happen. Well, not really things happen, but yeah, they decided to give it to Edelman, which is cool. It's good to see somebody else besides Brady get it when they win. But yeah, it was, like I said, very low scoring. There were 14, 15 punts in this game. I remember seeing on social media circling around if a punter was going to be MVP. And I think even someone mentioned that just as a joke at the party I was at, because if I remember correctly, one of the punters hit. He broke the record for like the longest punt in Super Bowl history. It was like 65 or 70 yards. Got a big old bounce, but every yard counts, I guess. But yeah, and the halftime show of this game, it was interesting. It definitely falls in line with the majority of halftime shows, I feel like. Lately, they haven't been good at all. I mean, there's been a good one here or there, but for the most part, they haven't been too good as far as I can remember. And I mean, I've only been watching the Super Bowl for 20 years or so. The first Super Bowl I can remember actually watching was probably the Rams and the Titans, and that was pretty insane. It came down to 2 yards. So, but yeah, and another crazy, I don't know, it's not really a stat, but just something insane where all the stars aligned and everything. The date of this past Super Bowl was actually the same date as when Tom Brady won his very first Super Bowl against the Rams when they were back in St. Louis. So it's crazy to see that after, 17, 18 years later, he's still going, and he won another Super Bowl on the same day, February 3rd, against the same team, but that team just happens to be in a new city. I thought that was extremely crazy. But, yeah, back to the halftime show. Maroon 5 and Big Boy and Travis Scott or Scott Travis, whatever his name is. I can't remember. I'm not a big rap fan, but I didn't think the show was that great. As soon as Maroon 5 started playing and the main singer dude, I can never remember his name, but as soon as he started singing, I just looked over at my friend and I was just like, wow, this is pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't sound good at all. But I don't know. This is why I don't really watch halftime shows. That's usually my time to get up, get some food, fill up my drinks, just do other stuff since I don't move during the game except between quarters. So, but yeah, it was the game went kind of, as far as the winner, it went how I thought. Definitely thought the Patriots were going to win. I didn't think the Rams, of course they had a chance, but I figured the Patriots, they had a very, very good chance of winning this game. It was going to take a lot for the Rams to be able to stop Belichick and Brady and all the stuff that they do. But one thing I found interesting for the Rams, their offensive go-to guy, Todd Gurley, he was just nowhere in sight. He had 11 touches for 34 yards, and it was crazy to see. He only ran the ball 10 times, and he was your offensive MVP for the season. I mean, how do you only go to the guy 11 times? It's just, I don't know. It was very weird, especially when he was healthy. I don't know. I feel like they definitely should have tried to go to him more. But then again, they probably should have done a lot of things more. Also, another thing that was very weird, Tom Brady, first pass of the game, and he threw an interception. And, I mean, that ball was ugly just coming straight out of his hand. It almost looked like he was just trying to stop throwing mid-throw, and he just didn't want to go there, but he let the ball go anyways, and it just came out super wobbly. Ended up getting intercepted, and shut that drive down. They were in pretty good scoring opportunity too. I believe they had the ball on the Rams' 30 or 25-yard line, so they were getting in there pretty close. The Rams just couldn't get anything going at all through the entire game. I mean, Jared Goff had an okay game, threw for 230, but he did have a pretty crucial interception in the fourth quarter. It came when he was trying to lead that comeback. I mean, his team was only down 7, but that interception pretty much killed their team and any chance they had to come back. I mean, of course, they did have that drive at the end, but they were only able to get out a field goal, which they actually ended up missing. And that's how the Patriots ended the game. So, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting offseason. I know a lot of people are still curious about Brady, what he's going to do. I mean, he keeps saying he's not going to retire until he's 45, and I hate to say it, but I think I might believe him, even though I think everybody just wants to see him ride off into the sunset and stop playing football so that somebody else can win. It's pretty crazy. He's gone to 9 of these games, and he's only been playing, or not only, but he's been playing for, 20 years, 19 years, and he's gone to 9 Super Bowls. That's just insane. I mean, there are teams that haven't even gone to 1, and this one player's gone to 9 of them. I'm sure there's a lot of jealousy. And, hey, I mean, I used to be Patriots and Brady. I don't want to say hater, because hater is a very strong word. But I would like to see them lose. But nowadays, I'm just like, it's whatever. It's Brady, it's Patriots. They win, they win. There's no surprise there. If they lose, then there's a surprise. So, I mean, I'm over the past, I don't know, year or two, maybe even 3 years, I stopped wanting like teams and players to lose, except for as many of you know, I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, so their rivals, I always want all of them to lose. All you Eagles and Redskins and Giants fans out there, that's for you. But as far as Patriots and Brady, I don't hate watching them win. I mean, of course, I would like to see somebody else go to those Super Bowls, but I mean, we're all witnessing greatness, and in my opinion, there's no ifs, ands, buts, conversations, nothing. I believe he's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. even though he does have 6 rings, I'm sure there are people out there who would argue that Joe Montana is, just because he went 4 for 4 in the Super Bowl. He never lost. It's the same argument that people make with between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. The same argument is, even if LeBron James gets to 6 rings, it doesn't matter because he lost and Michael Jordan never lost, which I don't think is a valid argument, because, I mean, it's just crazy. I don't think just saying, because he went perfect in a championship series or a championship game, that he's automatically the greatest player. There's a lot more to do, a lot more that goes into that conversation. So just saying that they never lost in championships, it's just, there's a lot more to it. But, I mean, everyone in the world can argue. You can argue greatest players in any sport until you're blue in the face. I think the only one that isn't arguable is probably Wayne Gretzky. I don't think there's anyone on the face of the planet that might argue he's not the greatest player. But yeah, so congratulations to the Patriots. I guess now you guys start planning for 7 and take the lead in most Super Bowl wins by a franchise. You already got most by a player and most by a coach. Might as well just do the whole thing, get the franchise. But we'll see. So I guess that'll be the end of this one. I wanted to keep this kind of shorter, just to see how this would go, and just feel it out, since this is my first one. The intro, if you guys heard the intro, it sounded maybe a little robotic or a little rehearsed or scripted, however you want to say it, and that's because it was. I was reading off a script just because I didn't know what I was going to say. And as an intro one, I wanted there to be no mistakes while I do it, since it was a short one, and I wanted just to get it out there and try to hook people and bring them in to listen to it. So I wanted there to be as little mistakes or corrections, or however you want to view it. But from here on out, I'm going to just record these. Who knows how long they'll be. It's basically just whenever I feel like ending them, I guess. It'll probably be a lot of me just doing this, just going over games or events or whatever I did over the weekend. I don't know if it's something interesting. But occasionally I will try to bring on some guests. I have a lot of interesting friends, you might say. So I definitely want to bring them on. And I'm very excited what is going to happen with this. So I hope I can continue to do this for quite some time. Like I said in the intro, I'm going to make this a weekly occurrence. And sometimes I might try to do 2 or 3 a week if I can. I know that's a lot of work, but I'm at least going to get 1. My goal is to do 2 if I have the time, but for sure there will be 1 a week. But yeah, Also, if you guys haven't, don't forget to follow me and my podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I'll be posting all of the podcast episodes onto YouTube for right now. Eventually, I will like to get them onto SoundCloud. I want to try to possibly get it on iTunes, Spotify, the Play Music for Android. So I'm looking at all different things. I want to see how far this can go. Like I said, I'm very excited, and it should be an interesting time. All right, well, thank you guys for listening. And if you have any comments, feedbacks, ideas, just let me know. Either reach out to me personally or reach out to me on social media or leave comments on YouTube underneath this. So thank you guys for listening. Bye.